When you and George Fraser were first introduced, what did you think about George?
Well, I first was introduced to George by not meeting George. It was through his first book, Success Runs in Our Race. And my first venture was an education and training company. And my business partners and I, we used to quote George and we used to reference his materials, and we might have even plagiarized a few. But don't tell George I said that. Well, it's all well and good now. But nevertheless, we were big fans of him and his name and his work. And he was a pioneer in bringing the idea of networking to the African American community. And that legacy and that footprint stands to this day. So when I won The Apprentice, I don't know if this sounds egotistical or not, but I said, I should be at George's conference. I should speak at George's conference. How come I'm not getting a call to speak at the Power Networking Conference? So I reached out to George through my office and said, we think Randal should be at the PNC. And he responded and said, it's a great idea. So he brought me out, and I think I might have sat on the panel. We had a chance to meet. I told him how much I respected him and how much I admired his work. And I've been to every Power Networking Conference since then. And as you know, George and I are now discussing how I can be the kind of the next phase and the next face and the next iteration of what he's created through FraserNet and the Power Networking Conference. So it's an incredible honor, and it's almost an amazing opportunity to me and my business partners to be now having a conversation with George Fraser about how we can continue his legacy and his footprint, given where we started 20 some odd years ago, just admiring him through a book.
Absolutely, and the fact that you will be taking over the leadership of the conference, I guess what is your vision for the future of the conference in terms of continuing to help it to grow, and even because your background is technology, maybe do you have some ideas about incorporating more technology into it? Yeah.
In fact, George came out to our offices in Newark and met with me and my business partners, and we had exactly that conversation. And I'd say that there were three general themes that came up. One is some things are not broken, let's not try to fix them. I mean, it's a wonderful conference. It's got great energy, a great name, a great footprint. And we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's already been invented, and it's a very good wheel. Second is technology. I mean, my firm is an information technology firm. And so we've talked about the use of mobile applications. We've talked about better use of the web, better use of social media as a way to both market the conference, but also how we interact, not only when we're physically here at the conference, but also for the 11 months in between. How do we stay engaged? And how do we make this information of contacts and people and connections more readily accessible through a mobile device, which is exactly where we believe this next generation lives and breathes and drinks and eats. And so that third piece is we want to draw in an even younger demographic and expand and enlarge the territory. George has done a great job with his scholarships to bring young people here, college students. We want to expand that even further and really begin to bridge generational divides through this conference that say we can continue, as George has, to expand the mentoring of young people and getting them integrated into this wonderful environment for making connections with people.
The Exceptional Business Leaders Series is brought to you by the Power Networking Conference and Exceptional People magazine.